Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. Today is, what is today? March 22nd. And I made a video previously to this one where I said I was going to kind of connect and finish anyway. So I am just talking today because things are coming up. So I may not have finished my previous video or made that connection, and of course it might not even mean anything in this video because I maybe still have to go back and finish the other video. So what's the point of even bringing that up? I tell you what guys, I'm going to hopefully connect what I am going through. Perhaps you are having an experience of some sort that's similar. It's all tying us into each and every one of us. Now, I'm saying all of us because we all are receiving the same like energy. And the energy is going to transform you pertaining to the level that you are currently at. So no matter what, you are receiving some portion of the energy, okay? And you have to continuously understand what that energy is about. Not the energy itself outside of you, or your experiences. You have to understand your experiences and why it's being reflected outside of you. You must understand suffering. So in my videos, I have been expressing more of dad, okay? Of course, my dad has passed away, so I knew even before my dad's passing, I was working with the Heavenly Father and Mother, honoring of your father and mother, and making that deeper connection in heaven, okay? So I'm working with that, and it's just the way that it is that my dad passed in between. And I didn't even realize that he passed, I guess it was the first day of spring. So his resurrection, if you will, ascension, if you will, took place. He decided, or whatever happened in his life is for him, that he took off and transformed himself into a different embodiment, being baptized and all that good stuff. So I didn't go to the funeral, and I mentioned that in my other video. Perhaps I've already posted it, perhaps I haven't. And so yesterday I was feeling a little guilty. You know, my sister, I know she's busy. You know, she has her family anyway, 4 kids, and I know she's probably getting ready. But she didn't message me back. And so my mind there, it was trying to make me feel guilty. Okay, my sister is probably mad at me now because I chose not to receive money from her to go and support her. And that wasn't the case, okay? That's what my ego was trying to make me do, to make me change my mind into becoming or living within more suffering, okay? So the thought quickly came and quickly went away. So that's what I have actually been dealing with the last 3 days here. Thoughts coming in, thoughts going quickly out, thoughts coming quickly, emotions coming quickly in, and then emotions going quickly out. And I don't know if you've ever felt this way. If you have, maybe this will help you understand it more. I'm also feeling kind of blah. I'm also feeling emotionless. Even though thoughts and emotions are coming in, they are moving and clearing out at the same time. Like not even seconds of dealing with this stuff. And then I'm emotionless. I'm kind of walking around in my world here and I'm going to use the word zombie-like state, because we can kind of understand that mindset. But I am not ugly, if you will, and it's so hard to explain. I'm living here without having an attachment is really all I can really say. And I'm having, connections still, having conversations and living in my reality, but there's a detachment from it where it is just emotionless, but not in the form of uncaring emotionless. And what really happens, and let's see if I can give you some clarity. So before I hopefully help you understand, so as I have been feeling a little emotionless, and my husband has noticed this emotionless, if you will, because I have been a person that is, are you okay? Let me see, what can I do for you? Making somebody else feel comfortable, usually all the time, very concerned, very assisting, very loving, very clingy, okay? Very clingy. But if you've watched some of my videos recently, especially, that I'm talking about the freedom of love. Freedom to be there for somebody, but also the freedom of letting go when they need to be let go of. It's a godly type of love. But I was sitting downstairs just a few minutes ago, and I was thinking of a verse in the Bible, to not write this in the book. And as I looked that up, because I couldn't remember which revelation it was at, I felt this sinking feeling. And it went to my stomach. And I told Joe, I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. I have been emotionless, angry, when I heard that my dad passed, and then nothing, and then happy, and to right now, I just feel like I want to completely bawl. Just let it all out. Cry like, the hardest cry that you could ever imagine. It just came from my head and sunk into my gut. That sense of doom. And so, but first, as I was looking up Revelation 10:3, and please bear with me, my eyes are now blurry because I've got tears in my eyes. And so it says, if I can see, actually I think it's 10:4. But 10:3 says, and cried with a loud voice, and when a lion roareth, and when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttereth, and write them not. Do not write it, okay? And so the emotionlessness that I have been feeling, the lack of thought and lack of emotion, yet occasionally things are coming up and going away quickly, is because the power of the change within you is truly getting rid of what does not belong. And this happens throughout our entire process. But in the middle stage, first, the beginning and middle stages, and even, towards the end, right before you awaken, okay, to your true self, or the truth of all things, you're still, when you feel something, you're going to feel it. And it lasts sometimes, a day? Sometimes it lasts for months. Sometimes it'll last for years. Sometimes we don't even realize we have the emotion until the emotion comes up because of an experience. And so, for example, I didn't realize that I was still angry that my dad left. left me. Left me. You left me to go have another family and another little girl. Now she's the baby. She's taken my dad. I forgave him for all. I forgave him. I really did in my mind. But the body has retained that pain. And I had to heal that. So I was still angered by it. But Source instantly is healing me. Okay? You will get to the point of having these thoughts and having these emotions that come in and come out. Purifying at such a rate. And it kind of makes you feel a little bit confused. You have this thought and this emotion that comes up out of nowhere, and then it's wiped out. It's washed away. But so quickly. And then an emptiness. And then that emptiness has a way of making you feel like you are in a true depression. And of course, we go through those depressed states many times in our cycle. And it's really, really traumatic. It can be really, really traumatic. You distanced yourself. Those are early on in the middle stages and even in the later stages. It really takes a hold of you, though. It kind of locks you up like a prisoner, okay? But when you finally get to the greater portions of your understanding, almost getting out of that darkness, okay? It's there, but it's not there. It's not attached to you any longer. It's just being cleansed. This is the portion where the Divine Mother is doing that work for you through grace. It's just being done. So you're going to have those thoughts and those emotions come up because here, I want you to see that I am clearing it. It's here, present inside of you. But because of the grace of God, the love of God, I'm going to go ahead and clean it for you. Because I see your works. I see your establishments. I see that you have proven things. And so that doom that I'm talking about here, let me see. It's a part of the woes, okay? The 3 woes, or the 3 dooms. You see, I'm getting ready to start bawling again. The 3 woes or the 3 dooms are the process of purification that is being done, that come from your temple body, the body, mind, and the soul. I have also been feeling in the same time of this doom a sense of awness. The sense of blissful awness, of that purifying and cleansing spirit. Simultaneously, I'm feeling, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to bawl, but purifying in the same point that it's taking me up into a higher state of feeling. Doom, but also extreme love. So you're going to have the third doom or the third woe is going to be the opening of the 7th seal, but also the 7 plagues, whichever, the step that you think you are currently at. The second woe is the heavenly signs, the total eclipse. The sun has become darkened, and that is something I hope to, if you haven't already heard that, you know what I'm going to talk about probably in another video eventually. And so it is exciting to be where we currently are. Definitely exciting. But of course, the side effects, if you will, can be difficult depending on where you are. When we go through our purification process, a good way to describe it is like when you are an addict and you go through a detox process. There's so many things that take place, and I don't know the depth of that, although I was I have had addictions in my life. I have had many experiences with drugs and alcohol, and addictions to painkillers. Of course, even an addiction to food. So, but I was not to the extent that some people have outside in the reality, the worst kinds, if you will. But any kind is bad, and I know a lot of people have tragedies. I know a couple of friends who have lost. I know one particular who has lost both two children to drug addiction, and but if you are getting out or trying to stop doing things, whether it's not eating so much or getting off of alcohol and drugs, you know that there is a withdrawal period, a detoxing period, and it hurts. It really does. It can hurt, but even when you get to a different state of it, because again, the process takes place in several levels. It's not so tragic, if I can say that word, not tragic. So to really make sense here is that the angel that is saying, do not write in this book here, it's telling John not to write. Because, the opening of the channel of the root chakra, which is awakening the Sushumna Nadi, the Kundalini energy, excuse me. So, awakening all of these forces and bringing them to its lively state, it completely changes you. It awakens you. So that kind of like disconnection between who you once were and who you are becoming, there's kind of a void again. And we always go through that void. We always go through the abyss, that darkness, emptiness, until that truth. And something again with that, my stomach, I mentioned I think in several of my videos, and we hear all the time about how the truth hurts. But we think that by telling somebody the truth about something, about who they are, is what that means. The only truth that exists is God's truth, God's love, God's law. That is it. When God tells you the truth or reveals the truth in you, it hurts. And so I mentioned in one of my videos about how I get that awe state, and how sometimes my emotions are still present. Before, in the past, you have emotions that cause you pain because you have had painful experiences. You are living within that depressed state, the suffering still. But when you get truth revealed to you, it hurts. But because it's awe, the truth hurts. God's truth is going to sit into your stomach, and this is how you're going to feel. You're going to feel it into your stomach, and it's going to cause change. The real truth will cause change inside of you. It's not us telling somebody else that they have to change. They have to be somebody else. They have to do this, this, and this. That's us revealing false light. Honestly, it's us having an idea about somebody else in their life, and we are trying to control that aspect when the only power that we have is the power to change ourselves, to reveal the truth within ourselves. So that's what really happens when you are constantly going, and especially when you are feeling those dramatic changes within yourself. It sinks into your guts, part of the second brain, where truth also awakens. And it kind of hurts. It makes you feel nauseous sometimes. And sometimes it makes you want to cry. Sometimes because it's so beautiful. So I'm going through these things for no reason. Yet, for every reason. With that, the truth hitting you in the gut, it's also where we have to digest the word, okay? So even the changes that is taking place within us when God opens the seals for you, not everybody is going to receive the truth, because not everybody is opening up to God's truth. There are people who can read all about this and know every single, way through it. But your steps will indicate whether or not you are actually doing this in your own life. And of course, people are out there teaching this stuff and then teaching other things. And you really have to, it's the straight and narrow path. And it's very difficult. And it takes years to be accomplished. If you're learning from somebody out there who says you can accomplish this within a month, 2 months, instantly, whatever it is, just by doing something, please use your own inner guidance system. That's why few are going to enter into this path. Why do you think that's written there? Of good heart. You have to be someone of good heart and sacrifice to get through this. You're going to be hurt because of discovering who you truly are in your errors and in your goodness. Hurts. It just hurts. So who you have been, your illusion within, it hurts. You can project it outwardly if you always want to. That's, how everybody else does. But then when God reveals the truth within you, as long as your heart is open to God, that truth too is going to hurt and constantly change you and move you forward. So it's always hurting. You're always dying and sacrificing, but you're constantly being opened back up to love. And you have to digest it. You will receive the law, but you have to digest that law. And you have to become that law. That's why, the food that we eat, it's not about the food that we eat. It's about the words that we are living by, whether you are trying to learn the Bible and other teachings, but also by the Word of God that speaks through you. And you have to learn to decipher, decode, and understand what those words mean. Because sometimes we hear the words and we take it, oh no, I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to do the exact opposite. Because we misunderstand the phrase. Like get up and exercise. You need to exercise. We're at that mindset of I'm not going to be told what to do, so we end up doing the opposite. When you can finally, in your reality, cooperate with someone who's saying, you need to do this or don't do that, and you don't take offense to it, you have probably learned the voice of God within yourself. I think I mentioned in my video that I didn't finish yet about my husband telling me, advising me, that it's probably not a good idea for you to go because of this, his fear of this, his fear of that, here's fear of, another thing. So I didn't go. I did listen to my husband, and I told him, you know what, I'm doing exactly what you wanted me to do, not go. But I'm doing it for truth and not for your reasons of fear. I'm doing it because I know that the after effects, of course, I couldn't afford to go. That was the truth. The truth is that I could not come up with the money to do it on my own, and I was not going to put somebody else in harm's way in order to get there either. But anyway, so I hope this little brief video kind of helps you today, and I will, of course, make some greater connections in the future. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.